Well, hi there everyone. I want to begin this video by talking about a really cool day that I experienced during the month of August in 2025, and that is when I got to assist a team of biologists and volunteers in extracting hatchling diamondback terrapins. I want to emphasize that this was from an ongoing research project, and the nests and the turtles themselves are protected, so all work that was done here and the handling that you see was done so under proper permits. To begin with, several nests that were protected earlier in the summer were basically dug up very carefully, and any hatchlings that were found and eggs that hadn't hatched yet were removed. And as you can see here, some of the eggs hadn't quite hatched out yet, but some decided to start hatching out right as we put them into the containers. For the eggs that hadn't hatched yet, they were taken away to an off-site facility where they were given the proper time needed for incubation. The hatchlings that were collected were all counted for, and morphometrics were collected, so basically they were weighed and they were measured, and then they were basically released. As I had mentioned earlier, this particular research project has been ongoing for several years, and the data collected here can help us better understand this protected terrapin population. Overall, it was a pretty cool experience and always great to help out with some scientific research. Good evening, folks. It is August up here in New England, and this evening I'm out just walking around some pine barren habitat, basically flipping natural cover at this particular spot. I may go and flip some artificial cover too, but yeah, just seeing what I can find. Temperatures are beautiful right now. It's the low 70s, and things have been really hot as of lately, so it's nice that things have cooled off. We'll see if I turn up anything. And if I do find something, I'll show it to you. You know, it's kind of funny. Here's a really cool rock pile that I'm sure there's got to be at least one snake under it. But then, all the good rocks are covered by my best friend, poison ivy. And I am very allergic to poison ivy. So, that is usually how it goes. Oh, look at this cool rock. Oh, by the way, here's a very fun plant to come in contact with. Haven't seen anything yet right now, but we're going to keep on flipping and keep going. So far, the only wildlife I've seen on the ground today is that wild turkey over there. There was another one, but it flew into the tree. No herps so far. Anyone under this carpet today, other than these ants? And I can't see anything else. Finally got a snake, a very defensive an in-shed racer, who is just underneath this big cushion thing right here. Zoom out a little bit. He's a good size. Here's sticking his head up. I'm not going to mess with him, but yeah, we'll just throw this back down. He should be fine. Well, the racer wasn't a fan of me disturbing his little home, so he came out into the open and moved underneath this little oak bush here. And I've been getting some footage of him, but I've also flipped all this other cover and haven't seen anything else yet. So we'll, assuming if there was another snake, good chances he probably ate it, or pretty much anything else that was under here. So we'll keep on going, but at least we got a snake today. That's better than no snakes today. Good morning, everyone. It is a beautiful summer day here in 2025. I'm going out with my friends Will and Mikey today. We're going to hit up hopefully several spots. We'll see honestly how the day goes. Specifically, I'm hoping today that we'll turn up a red-bellied snake, which would be a lifer for me, and maybe even an eastern hognose. Those are kind of my two main targets today. But honestly, I'll be happy with whatever we find. Hey folks, as you can tell, it is pretty hot today, and so far we literally have seen nothing but mice. No snakes. I think we came out here at the time we probably should have been wrapping things up for the day because it's in the 80s right now, and all the cover that we've been touching has just been burning hot. So our first 2 flip spots were a complete fail herp-wise, so we got at least one more, hoping that will turn up something and maybe another one. So we'll keep grinding and see what we can find. Hopefully we get a snake today, because at this point that's the goal. So under this cushion about last month, that guy was still under there. And the time before that, when Will came here, he saw that spotted salamander. So the only herp that we've seen today is this spotted salamander that is completely comfortable living under a couch cushion in the middle of summer. Very unusual. Crickets. Well, it took us literally all day, but we finally got our first snake under cover. Will just flipped to this garter snake. It's actually the first garter that I've seen in a hot minute. Which is pretty cool. Here's a closer look at the common garter snake. It's literally just wrapped itself around my thumb. Garter snakes are probably the most common snake that we have up here in New England. They are pretty much found everywhere, and they're extreme generalist, and garter snakes are pretty much common wherever they occur, so pretty cool. It's like 80 degrees and we just flipped this snake undercover, so nice. Oh, garter.
Got one.
No, Will, don't let it.
That was a goof on my part.
Nice. Finally got a snake on a flip clip.
No.
Alright, so here is the second garter snake of the day. As you saw, we flipped him under this board. It's bigger than the last one, and it has this checkered pattern, similar to the last one did. Maybe it's just a population thing. Maybe has a food bolus inside, but this is a younger garter. Definitely not an adult. They get much bigger than this. But yeah, this is like the one snake pretty much everywhere on the East Coast. This is like the most common snake you can find, or easily one of them. So yeah, sometimes because they're so abundant, you don't kind of lose appreciation of them. But oh boy, he's kind of dancing all around. Are you good with him, Will? Because I think I'm going to let him go under the board. Alright, so we're going to let him go. He was right over here. Let's see if he'll go. Oop, there goes my camera. Well, nope. It's a little... Yeah, I think he's back under there. Oh,
we got a big one.
Nice! That's back-to-back flip clips, and the garters keep getting bigger. Ooh, we got a biter.
Tag. Yep, same spot.
Cool.
You want the other eye at all?
Oh, I think he's gonna do it himself. So this is the biggest of the 3 garter snakes, I should say. You can clearly tell this one's in shed. Tried to strike at Will a couple times. Most of the time garter snakes are chill, but they do occasionally bite. And this is definitely, I would say, maybe a small young adult. Probably like, what, a foot long, maybe a little bigger than that. But now we're not focusing, but there we go. Pretty cool. That's 3 garter snakes after a very slow morning of not finding anything other than mice. Letting the garter snake go back under his board.
We're on top.
Let's try that again. Under the board. We're just gonna let him. He's got plenty of good cover in here he can go hide in. What's under this board? Oh, we got skunked.
Damn.
So you can see there is a water snake that's basking right over there. Now, I got here a little after Will did, and he was telling me that, so let's see if I can find it. Right there is a dead perch that another Nerodia was attempting to drag into the rocky crevice. So unfortunately I didn't get to see that, but we have a snake, at least I was able to see over there. And there's a painted turtle that's been hanging around, so I'm going to try and see if I can get him on film. And that is a musk turtle right there, I'm pretty sure. It just dove under the water, but it was trying to bask along the side of the rock here. There it is right there, that's the musk turtle, an eastern musk turtle, my first of 2025, and it's just chilling along the side of the rock here. And are trying to come up to bask, and the water snake is still right over there, so that's pretty cool. Not the painted turtle I was trying to get on film, but can't tell if that's him over there or not. The painted turtle came up in service, but he literally just dipped as I started recording. So you can see right over there, there's the second Nerodia in the crack of the rock. I think he's going to come out and try and hunt the perch again. Let's see what ends up happening. He's going to momentarily bask there on the rock. He's actually in the rock crevice unless he's moved. I'm going to zoom out. What are you going to do, Mr. Nerodia? He's definitely trying to go up, but I'm having a face-off with a woodchuck. Oh my god. Oh my god! What the heck? It freaking charged me! I was not expecting that. I just got charged by a woodchuck. Okay everyone, I am out here today, another day in the Pine Barren Forest, Last time I was out here, it was scorching hot and much more than I was anticipating it to be. But today it's relatively warm, but we have a beautiful breeze, which is made for some really good, just nice hiking conditions overall. I'm continuing my search for the red-bellied snake. Last time we were out, we didn't get anything in the Pine Barrens for the most part. We got a couple garters at the end of the day. So we're just grinding right now, and whatever we find, I'll end up showing to you. Well, we have some turtle tracks on this beach right here that lead into this pond. Yeah, beautiful Kettle Pond, classic Pine Barren forest here in New England. Pretty cool. We're looking for some carnivorous plants right now, so just scanning around the edges of this pond. I just flipped one rock and got a Fowler's toad that's just chilling underneath it. That's pretty funny. Well, here is the Fowler's toad in hand. He peed all over me, as to be expected, and he's kind of flaring up a little bit. You can see the multiple warts on the large dark spots indicating this is a Fowler's toad. I didn't want to crush him under his rock, so we'll get that resituated and I'll let him go again, but pretty cool. First herp of the day is the Fowler's toad. Unfortunately, just got this hit racer on the road. Well, it's definitely a warm day and the snakes are moving. Unfortunately, this guy's not going to make it, but... Well, got a deer. Very confused deer. We're not oh, there we go. Oh, this deer is so confused right now. What's going on, buddy? This is the first time I think I have gotten footage of a racer at this size. This is a baby racer, probably born this year, recently hatched out. They have this really gray pattern, or at least I should say this. I've seen them down south, but this is the first time up north I've seen a baby racer this size, which is pretty cool. Where'd you find him, Will? Just under one of those logs there?
Under this log right over here.
Yep, those really perfectly flush logs. That's what I'm talking about.
Curled up, and this is actually the kindest one I've seen. It's not trying to bite.
That's really cool.
Usually at all ages these guys are angry.
Focus in a little more. That's cool. It's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Here is a little baby juvenile racer in hand. Just love the pattern on this guy. It's amazing how they'll start off gray like this, and even the bands even appear to be more brown, but then they'll completely transition into that solid black coloration. And he's been mostly chill. He struck at us a couple times, but for a racer, this is extremely docile. Are you good with him, Will?
Yes, I am.
All right, so I'm gonna let him go. All right. And probably didn't get that on film, but we let him go back under the log. Little spider, and made a hole. Looks like she's got eggs. This bumblebee was asleep on the flower right here. Now it's waking up.
So we did see a heron, blue herring that they spooked. He's entertaining us. I'm like, small thing? Spring peeper.
That's cool. Good morning, everyone. I am out here again this morning in the Pine Barrens, flipping cover, looking for snakes. Specifically, I am really hoping to find what would be my lifer northern red-bellied snake. So what I am doing today is I'm actually out here early in the morning because temperatures are cooler. I feel like the last few times we've been out herping, we've been going out in the afternoon and things have just been really hot. So what I'm hoping to do is come out a little earlier, and we'll be flipping a combination of artificial cover along with flush rocks that are on the sides of hiking trails and stuff like that, or any that I can find. And hopefully right now temps are in the 60s, so I think that makes for more ideal flipping conditions. Whatever I end up finding, if I find anything, I will show it to you. Alright folks, first snake of the day. It's actually my first snake, one of these in New England this year. This is a northern ringneck snake. It's really cool, as you can tell. Look at the underside, that belly pattern. It's kind of like this orange coloration. This one's pretty orange. Typically they're like bright yellow, but hold on one second. Alright, just gonna try and film like this, switched over to my right hand. Not really focusing well, but you can tell it's a ringneck because of that little ring behind the head right there. That's an indicator that this is indeed a ringneck snake. But this is a fairly common species. I mean, you can just go to places and flip these a dime a dozen. In New England, of the fossorial snakes, the little fossorial snakes, I would say this is the most common, but it's definitely rarer than I would say other places. I'm gonna try and get a couple photos of this guy. He's very energetic right now. But it's good to get one of these on the board, and obviously it's our first snake of the day. Try zooming in. There we go. Yeah, you can see what that ring looks like. This is actually a very clean, beautiful ring neck. I was really excited because I was hoping it was a red belly, but I'll take it at being a ring neck. So yeah, like I said earlier, I have not seen this species in New England this year. So in fact, I think this is the first ringneck I've seen of all of 2025, even when I was living in Florida. So great way to start the day, and my hands smell like snake musk. Chipmunk. Okay everyone, as you can probably tell by my disheveled appearance, it got pretty warm, warmer than I was expecting it to today. And after that ringneck snake, I didn't find anything else. I did a bunch of flipping, both natural and artificial cover, and came up empty. So it's 10 o'clock right now in the morning, and while it's still early in the day, it's a lot warmer than I was expecting it to be. It's not unbearable by any stretch. It's probably only like in the low 70s, but we're in some pretty open area and the sun is high enough in the sky where it feels really hot. And as you can tell, I've been sweating a lot. So honestly, I think that I'm just gonna give it a little bit of more time before I come back out and flipping again. I'm really hoping that things will start cooling off soon, because I think that will improve my chances of seeing my lifer northern red-bellied snake. I'm very satisfied by the ring neck today, but honestly, I think I'm just gonna call the video right here. We found some interesting stuff, mostly all common species, but we definitely went out on some really hot days here in August, and today was, even though it's still warm, it's relatively cooler than it's been lately. So once things start cooling back down, I'm hoping the flipping will improve, but in the meantime, I will see you in the next video. Alright, take care everyone. Goodbye.